This is Padlet. Today we will be learning how to develop a map in the Padlet interface. The map is a more recent feature in Padlet that gives you options for displaying your post with a geographic annotation. You can sign up for Padlet. It's free to use, up to 4 Padlets. There are also several other plans, or there may be discounts available for your academic or scholastic institution. Padlet is a very useful collaboration tool to get students involved and engaged with content. They can create, upload, and share their own content and their own lessons, and collaborate with both the instructor and teacher and other students in the classroom. Padlet is also compatible with many different devices, enabling students access on the device that they choose or devices available in the classroom. So let's get started using Padlet. It's easy to get started with Padlet. There are several options across the menu bar. Make a Padlet, join a Padlet if someone from another class or instructor wishes to share a Padlet with you, and also a gallery. Let's start with the gallery. In the gallery, you can see examples that you can be used to inspire your Padlet designs. Whether for nonfiction or imagery, you can see an inspiration of a series of Padlets that are done by users in the Padlet community. Now, let's go back and look at making a Padlet. Padlet provides several options for the design of the Padlets. There's a wall, canvas, stream, grid, shelf, back channel, and map. Now, all of these are fairly similar in the way the content is enabled. It's just the display of the content. The wall features a more masonry-like structure, and a canvas has a bit more of a free form. One of my favorites is using the map. Let's start there. With the map template, you can see a map of the area and the settings panel on the right. We can rename the title here, and you can see that the title actively updates the My Map title in the interface. You can also add a description. You can change icons or add them. And you can give yourself a unique copy address. You can also change the map style. By clicking here, you can look at a more usual map, a darker interface, and several other interface options for your map styles. I like this map, watercolor. Now, if you try to close out of it, it asks if you want to save before closing, and we're going to choose keep working and choose this arrow here, and I think we've got everything done here. I do want to update the font. I like this type font. It looks a bit more typewriter-ish, and we don't need to do any comments or approvals, so we'll choose next and we can start posting. I like using the map to show students where places are in the world. With the map feature, you can click on the plus edit icon, and you can pick a location in one of 2 ways. You can either search for a place by name or click and drag the pin. This is useful if you know exactly where something is, but I find it to be less accurate than searching for a place name. For instance, if we're looking for Rome, and Rome should be right here, it may not actually end up in Rome. It may be a small city or suburb, or even an unnamed road nearby. So I find it much easier to search by place name, Rome. And we can choose several of these. Rome, Italy. And it gives us a beautiful illustrated map showing the cityscape, and we can select icons or images that we want to report on. For instance, I can upload, and I can pick a file here, and we're going to choose the Colosseum icon. Open that, and it's going to upload an image of the Colosseum. We can write something about this. This is a love building, and annotate our images that we're collecting in our album. Then you can zoom back out and see where it's located. By clicking on the pen, you can reactivate it, you can edit anything with it, change it, download, view full post. Let's add another one. Let's add Neuschwanstein. And it's going to automatically place our pen at the location. We will upload another file. And these could be your own images or images the student finds in their research for the location. In this clip, we will explore several other media options for our map. Let's again add and edit a pick a location, and this time let's look at Stonehenge in England. Stonehenge in Salisbury. And instead of clicking to upload our own media, let's look at some of these other options. This is our own media uploading from the computer. We also have a link if we have a URL that we want to link to. This gives us the option of searching Google. Now, not all of these images may be in the public domain, and students should be cautioned when using these that understanding rights and licensure. We can also snap an image. And Padlet is very good about integrations with other providers. So there's a whole visual link that we can add to here. We can even link to another Padlet, or capture film, voice, or record the screen. So there's a whole lot of options available other than just uploading your own icon or your own image. But I think I'm going to really look for the Google Maps. My icon for Stonehenge is limited. It's not really my favorite. It does not represent the site. So instead of using that icon, let's search for one on Google. And it gives us several options, but this one looks pretty good. Now again, the site is from Expedia, so Expedia owns the licensing for this, so it may be okay for a student project, but certainly not for publication. And now we can add a description. And then when you release or save, it auto-saves. When you release that, it leaves the image there associated with them. If points are placed close to each other, a separate icon will appear indicating the close proximity of two map locations. Now let's add some other locations to complete our European monument. But what if we wanted to talk about Stonehenge, the Visitor Center, which is located just to the here, left of the search for an image. We could search for maybe a video, Visitor Center. Yes. And notice the 2 icon location. That's going to indicate that there are 2 points to attract our attention in that one area. And then we can also say, let's go to London, and we can search for images, and it's interesting architecture on the outside. Very nice exhibits inside. but we'll choose that rendering there. And this is going to upload the visitor center look. And then notice that the site has that 2 icon. If you zoom in, clicking on that, it's going to give you the visitor center complex, and then also the monument itself. I really like the watercolor interface map because it really lets you get into the landscape and see the relationships without the distractions of the roads or the real-time, real-looking graphics, or even the traditional map interface. And in certain projects, such as urban development or sightseeing, you can build up One challenge of using the map is that geographic locations may not be very close, but are still represented as nearby. For instance, notice that we now have 3 icon locations in England, but yet when we zoom in, we find they all look clustered in southern England, but yet I've added Oxford, which is in the north. Let's add a few more locations to complete our European itinerary. Let's add Paris. And we could add a video, audio, maybe an image. And then London should probably be included as well. And Parliament. Let's use Parliament. Now if we zoom out, we can see individual locations. And you can click on the image to enlarge it and see it in a higher resolution. Now let's look at how to share our Padlet. Let's zoom out so we can see more of everything, make sure everything is initially there. Notice that Paris is not in England, but yet it's being counted as in England. So this map is a more recent feature in Padlet, and it's something that's still going to require some development, but I think it's something I'm excited about and really want to see used. We can go up to the top and click Share, and we can add members from other Padlet teams, or we can make this available to others on the internet. There's a link to copy the link to the clipboard. There's a way to set a QR code, email, and sharing on social media or Google Classroom. We can also specify who gets to see it. With the secret item, we can share the link without it being visible publicly. Or we can change this to let public have access to it, make it password protected, or keep it private for our own use. We can also set visitor permissions. Visitors can add to our map, for instance in a classroom activity where multiple students can collaborate and they can each help create the map. We can have it where you or other individuals can edit the map, so edit other individuals' posts, or just simply read the map. Let's change it to can read. And we're going to save our changes there. Go back. I like embedding these, and it gives you a full embed option. It also gives you the convenience of embedding on a WordPress site, so you don't need to